guys like orange
People around the world, join hands. Start a love train. Love train. Wow, I hear every single sound right now. Is this what it's like to be Professor Xavier? Well, I should have brought my iPad or something so I can see what I look like out here. So I'm supposed to be recording actually, let's do an intro to this, probably. You know when, like, you were biting your nails and you shouldn't? Oh, fuck. And the little corner piece you didn't quite get just fucking keeps stabbing you in your finger? I had one of those, and then, you know, when you rip that piece off, it hurts even more because you rip off a lot of skin with it. That's where I'm at right now. Welcome to the very first unofficial, if you know me, don't listen to this, or Inside the Mind of Jerome. I'm not really sure what the show's called at the moment, but this is the first one. And this show's just going to be me chit-chatting. Sometimes it'll be some news shit that I really, really enjoy when I talk about. Sometimes it'll be me talking about, I don't know. It could be. I could be talking about stories of my dog. She's just staring at me right now. She wants me to throw her ball, which sometimes I might have to get up and throw her ball. I do have to say though, I am very happy. My dog, my Ariel. I'll call her by her real name. From Pretty Little Liars, not Game of Thrones. I just realized I didn't want to do this podcast in this jacket because I thought I looked like a fool, and now I'm doing it in this jacket. So I think I'm gonna take it off. I hope I don't look better with the jacket on than off because that's going to be really annoying, but I'm going to take the jacket off. Maybe I'll do the end of the podcast with the jacket on. And, yeah. I don't know about putting it back on because I kind of threw it into a really dirty chair. And I don't know if I want to put back on a dirty jacket. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Arya is being really courteous to the filming process, and she's just putting the ball right behind the camera, like right behind, literally almost touching the tripod, but right behind it. So I really appreciate that. She doesn't want to like mess up, my process. Anyways, let's see. What did I want to talk about first? I don't remember. Oh yeah, so maybe I was gonna do a podcast with Hess today, but he didn't want to answer a text back, so. We were gonna rank The Last of Us, so I guess I'll save my ranking of The Last of Us for next week. Even though that'll be on a different podcast, but whatever. But fuck, I fucking love The Last of Us. And maybe here I could actually talk about The Last of Us, spoilery, finally, and not have to worry about stepping on. You don't care. I'm not talking about The Last of Us spoilery here. I love the show. I really did. I do feel like it did not. It didn't get my pecker hard in quite the same way as playing the game did, Like, which, by the way, you could probably tell, but maybe for audio people, I'm filming this outside. I don't know if that's been clear or not, by the dogs constantly barking and airplanes flying over and cars driving by and whatnot. But, I thought it would be funner to film out here for my own podcast than in my room. Because, honestly, I would say, like, if I'm not at work, I'm in my backyard. Let's just say that. Or if I'm not at work, I'm not editing, I'm not sleeping. I'm in my backyard. I watch everything out here except for like The Last of Us. I'm just anything like I want to watch that looks great. I'll watch that inside on my TV with my speakers and whatnot. But I spend a lot of time out here, so I thought, film out here. I don't actually hang out in this area. I have recliners over there with a projector and shit that I set up that like for a good, watching process while I smoke weed and whatnot. Oh, here comes Arya. We're going to have a little cameo. All right, well, I guess I got to throw her ball, so, we'll do that real quick. Come along. All right, baby. You guys ready to see my throwing arm? Oh, fuck. You didn't see that. Sorry, honey. I probably scared you a little bit. Bring it back next time. I'll throw it better. This is a shit show, ain't it? Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, let's just get back to The Last of Us. But yeah, I like the show. It didn't quite itch it like I told you that I fucking love the game, and especially the second game. I know a lot of people don't like the second game because spoilers for The Last of Us, Part 2, Part 1, the show, anything hey, don't. I was giving you props earlier. Don't smell the camera, Okay? I gave you props. If you smell the camera, it might get knocked over and bad things will happen. Thank you. I know, I'm gonna throw your ball. Just give me a second, dude. Oh yeah, spoilers. Joel dies, like, right away in the beginning of the game. And how I think they're gonna do, and you may have heard this if you listen to the Pleeka podcast. How I think they're gonna do this is I think we're going to get all of the flashback scenes from The Last of Us Part 2 in Season 2, leading up to her growing up in, like, the time jump. So I think we'll get, like, little bits of stuff. And then at the season finale of Season 2, Joel will die. And then Season 3 will be the start of some stuff. I think, honestly, Season 3 and 4 could be Abby versus Ellie, because that's a lot to go through. Plus, all the stuff that Abby goes through with Liv, like, there's just a lot to go through from the second game that I think they will spread that out. But I think for the most part, how we'll get, like, the beginning of The Last of Us Part 2 with that storyline is I think we'll get that at the end of Season 2, honestly. That's how I think we'll do it. But who knows? I do like, though, they put out a little teasers. You know, no Last of Us last night, so here's Abby's fist. You know, that was cool. Holding the hammer and whatnot. I really liked that. I really dug that. Oh, yeah, I didn't even get into it. I just talked about that. But, yeah, that's how I think they're going to do Season 2. And cool, now we get a car alarm going off in the background. But I think they'll do Season 2 that way, and obviously we'll get the show going for it. I don't think they're going to change much of the story. I know they say they'll change things here and there for it, like what's best for television. But I think the core story and all the way down to how it resolves at the end of The Last of Us Part 2, I think all that will stay the same. But for the actual HBO show, I fucking love Bella Ramsey. She is amazing as Ellie. I love Pedro Pascal as Joel. They're both a little different than the game, which obviously they're going to be. I also really, really, really enjoy that they brought the people from the game inside the show. Just such good little touches that probably wouldn't have happened if they didn't have it. With Neil Druckmann and just everybody involved in this process made it such a unique show. That's what I kind of like about it. It really gave me like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul vibes. Just how they show stuff on set and like how they interact with each other, how they talk about the process of the show, the little Easter eggs they put in there for themselves and from the game and all that. It just felt like those creators to me. And I really dug that. It's a really fun show. I was excited every Sunday, but it's really weird because like thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it was good, but it could have been better. And then I sat down and I rewatched like 2.5 episodes before we were gonna do the ranking episode today for the podcast that we didn't do. And I get sucked in, and it might be because I'm smoking weed and watching it, but still, everything I'm watching I'm hyped for, so I don't feel like that's a great excuse to be like, oh, I only liked it because of that. Even though I just used that as an excuse, and then I excused myself. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if it's because it's new. I don't know if it's because it's an adaptation, and like I feel like this is my first adaptation that has. I don't know how to word this, but like a lot of people read books as kids, and then those books become movies or a TV show or something. That really didn't happen to me because I didn't read a lot of books. I don't know. I played some video games here, hung out. I don't know. Obviously I like Marvel and Star Wars and shit like that, but like that's already around. Like I don't know. I just feel like I haven't liked an IP that has then become another IP really that it's been that big in my life. So this is I feel like my first one, and maybe that's what this feels like. I don't know, but. I do dig it, and I'm excited. I think the right people are making it. I'm really afraid it's going to take 2 years per season, just like Game of Thrones and shit like that. And I talked about this on the Pleeka podcast again last week as well, about how I think that's how Westworld died, is it took so long for every season to come out that people lost interest, and then I think because people lost interest, the showrunners lost interest, and it's just like a fucking tumbleweed snowball running down a hill, something. But... yeah, that's the only part that really scares me. If we can get seasons of this, even if it was like a year and a half, I don't know, just shorter than 2 years. 2 years is so long. Like, so fucking long. Anyways, I want to talk about some news stuff that I really liked. First off, I saw that the Daniels are going to be directing an episode of, fuck. I don't remember what the show's called. It's a Star Wars show, but now I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I'm a big fucking dummy that can't think. There's Skeleton Crew. Show's not out yet. Cut me some fucking slack, man. I saw you commenting down below. I'm an idiot. The Skeleton Crew. I fucking got it 12 minutes later. It says here the Daniels will reportedly direct at least one episode of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. And I gotta be fucking honest, that tickles my pickle in a big way. I fucking loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. I also just really, really enjoy behind the scenes stuff of them. Like, of you like my little shimmy there? Of their little, like, editing process and how they taught themselves things and, like, all. It's just, like, they seem so fun. They seem like my people. They made an amazing movie. And I'm excited to see what they do more, and that now I'm gonna get to see them in a Star Wars show I was already excited for, with people already liking it, and it just seems like a fun idea. I don't know much about the story, but I'm excited to see that whenever it comes out. One thing I'm gonna talk about with Marvel, at least one thing right now that I want. Hey, you're gonna touch my tripod, and if you touch, this is a new dog. This is Spencer coming up. This is also from Pretty Little Liars. You touch the tripod, bad things happen. I'll get A on your ass, okay? Not me personally, but I know A, okay? But Victoria Alonso was reportedly okay. Hold on. Beep beep. That was me backing up because I was reading too much there. Victoria Alonso left Marvel. I don't know exactly what her job was there, but it seemed like she was in charge of visual effects people there. But what it says here is that she was reportedly she was singularly responsible for the toxic work environment within Marvel's visual effects department. She would regularly give work to teams she liked, but if you pissed her off in any way, you're going to get frozen out. Well, it sounds like she was a bitch, so it's good she's gone. Maybe this is one step closer to Marvel actually doing the right thing with the visual effects people, because they've been pretty shitty with that lately. But yeah, I don't know much about that. I just saw that, thought that was interesting, and the visual effects have been a big thing with Marvel lately, so they've been doing that very bad and weirdly in their movies lately. Filming has begun on Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm pretty sure. I think it's written by. I can't think of their fucking names. Hold on, I'm such a little butthole when it comes to people's names. But I know they changed directors, and it's the same writer from the last movie, but not the same exact director. But let me see if I'm just like fucking speaking out my ass here for a second. Yeah, so it was Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan that wrote the first one, or you know what I mean, Ghostbusters Afterlife. But Jason Reitman will not be directing the second one, or fuck, you know what I mean. um, I'm not sure who is directing. I know this is the most unhelpful news, but maybe that's what I'll call this segment, is unhelpful news. Okay. Um, but yeah, that's interesting. I loved the Ghostbusters Afterlife. It fucking made me cry in the theater at the end. So I dig that. I'll watch another one. I'll watch Ghostbusters till the end. I even like the girls one. Okay, I thought it was funny. Chris Hemsworth was amazing in it, and it wasn't that bad. So fucking fuck off. That's really it. One last thing is, I saw a video earlier about should Marvel do like Elseworlds projects, kind of like how DC is gonna do, James Gunn announced and all that. Which I would love. I don't even know why that's a question. I feel like it's like just like infinitely. I don't even know if this is the right way to say it, infinitely known that this would be a great idea. Like, imagine if we just got like a what if storyline of Iron Man and some of Iron. Well, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? Of Iron Man and Thor going on like an or let me think. Let me think of what would be a good what if. Instead of just, I was gonna say Iron Man and Thor going off world on like a spaceship, and who fucking cares? Imagine we got a what if that Nick Fury was Iron Man, or no, we have to do this live action. I was thinking animated again. Okay, hold on. Well, no, because I just know Samuel L. Jackson can do that. But you know what I mean? Like live action what ifs would be fucking amazing. Like what if Peter Parker turned into the Hulk and we get a Tom Holland Hulk movie? Or even, I guess you want to do movies. You can do these as your specials on Disney Plus. Just I feel like like imagine, because these would be expensive, like a 3-episode season of a live action what if we get a couple characters that aren't like big in this phase of Marvel, but we don't want you to miss out on seeing your Chris Evans and stuff like that. Like just imagine that. It'd be so easy for them. It wouldn't take much out of that. Like you just got to make an hour little movie. I don't know. It seems like a great idea to me. You could do so much with that. Like you could literally do anything with that. And you guys have the actors there. Like right now is the prime time to do it, because you will never have them how they are now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know even why I brought up the Marvel What If. Oh, I watched a random YouTube video. I didn't even finish the video, but yeah, I think it'd be so cool. I know a lot of people think Marvel's really going downhill right now, and I gotta say they're not as good as they used to be. But it's they're not horrible, you know. Yes, some of their visual effects aren't the best in their movies lately, but that's not. I mean, it is their fault because they're being rude to them. But I don't know. It does feel like something's off. Like it feels like something's like it almost like you would think this is like, oh, new people are doing this shit. But like it's still Kevin Feige and people like that in charge. It's just bizarre. I'll give you guys that Marvel's not doing that great. But I honestly think like one or two movies will absolutely change the mindset. Like I think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna come out, and then I don't know if something fucking else is gonna come out. But Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna be amazing. We know it's gonna be amazing. Um, that'll be like, oh, okay, Marvel, maybe they're on the right path now. Maybe they're learning their lessons, even though this was already made when we said they had problems. You know, shit like that. I gotta check something real quick. Okay, sorry. I was really nervous that my fucking camera was not recording, and I was gonna poop myself. What was I saying? I do feel like Marvel will get it back. By the time we're seeing more Avengers movies and shit like that, and Spider-Mans are coming out, and just some more stuff that we're used to, I think people will be back in. But because I do think the big thing that Marvel needs to remember is the things about the other movies we liked is they were kind of just like movies that had a super, like Captain America is like a war movie that has a super, not like red face, Red Skull and stuff like that. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, they're all like they're all movies that happen to have a thing, and people like superhero movies. I feel like, and Marvel is starting to get very comic book movies, and I think that's what people didn't like about the DC movies. And now that Marvel's starting to make them more comic booky, people aren't really into that, like multiverse and going into like space and quantum realms and things like that. And a big portion of the audience, and me included, are very interested in that. But I think the wider audiences don't really give a shit about the comic booky stuff. And maybe I'm completely wrong on that, but that's what I feel like is the more weirder and stuff it gets, as much as they can try to make it look, oh, it's funny and weird, people aren't that interested, I don't think. Um, but yeah, I think that's really it for Marvel stuff. How long have I been fucking? I feel like I've been rambling forever here. 22 minutes. Shiver me timbers. Is there anything else to talk about? God, the world is my oyster. um, I won't say where or what, because I've already kind of mentioned this on another podcast, but I don't want to mention too much. But I've gotten a job recently, and it's very different for me. And I know that sounds very stupid, but I haven't had a job in a while. I was just doing YouTube stuff and helping out here and there with stuff, and I didn't need to. It was my situation, and it was pretty good. But then I decided to go work somewhere. It's actually with some family, kinda ish, you know. um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I do want to reiterate here that I might not have mentioned in the beginning, especially this podcast is called it, so you think you would kind of, or at least I think it's called it. Yeah, but could have changed. Who knows? Things happen. But if you know me, you cannot listen to this. That's the rule. If you've met me in person and we've talked more than twice, I'd say, please don't listen to this. I just don't want you to. So get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I like it. It has its ups and downs. It's new for me, but I think it's great for me. It has made me a lot happier in certain ways. And I feel like I feel like in the past, for a lot of reasons. Oh boy, it's been a fucking bumpy road for a while lately. I feel like I've grown up a lot lately. But you could be looking at me right now and saying you look like a fucking idiot, and a little boy. You're just a tiny little boy. But I feel like I have grown up a lot lately, and it's been, I don't know, it's been a very odd time existing these past couple years. I'll say that. But enough about me and my own podcast. Let's get into some fun stuff, okay? Hold on. I got a text message here. My mom says breakfast for dinner. That sounds fucking dope. Hold on. Let me text my mom back real quick. Let me put the mic right here so you can hear me text my mom back. Did you hear that? I fucking sent my mom a text message that says sounds yummy for my tummy. Have you guys been watching The Mandalorian? I mean, fuck, that's been great. It was off, like I talked about earlier, with fucking HBO shows and whatnot. 2 years every fucking season, and it's just, Jesus Christ. But it's back. We got Mando, Bo-Katan, fucking Grogu. Grogu can kind of talk now a little bit, but like he's like, oh, why? He kind of says this the way. Um, it's been fucking so stellar lately. A lot of people upset about episode 3 with it, going with the doctor and the evil lady that works for Moff Gideon and whatnot. I dug that. I thought that was so fun. I would watch just a show about those two. I know that's what it was kind of like. It felt like it was setting that up, but it's not gonna be. But like it was really cool. I'm really digging. It's like a little bit higher quality this season. Like it's like Andor-ish, especially that episode was. But it's been so fun. I wish fucking Din would get better with the Darksaber, for fuck's sake. Like, Jesus Christ. Bo-Katan's fucking good at those scenes are real fun. And that fucking, like, weird-ass creature they're fighting, that was, like, General Grievous slug kind of weird dude. But let me see. What else happened in there? Not a lot. So, as of right now, Bo-Katan, I guess, is a Mandalorian with the Mandalorian and his little Mandalore crew. Fuck, that's a lot of Mandalore talk. But so she's one of them now, and it's very interesting. I've seen a lot of theories that what's the fucking lady's name? The Armor, I think, is her name. The lady that like builds the armor for the Mandalorian and all of those people. That she's like Bo-Katan's sister or someone that's known her that was with them. I think it's like Clone War stuff. I don't know a lot. I've seen it, but I'm stupid. Um, I kind of hoped so. I really liked her. I haven't honestly thought before about her identity. I don't really like. I kind of like the Mandalorians with their helmets on. I feel like that's a fun little gimmick. But that would be kind of neat if she was like if she was related to someone. There's like just another thing in there that I didn't even think of until people brought it up. So now we'll guess it won't be as cool because I won't be surprised. But I thought that I'm really really digging it. I don't have much to say about it because not a lot has happened. The action scenes have been fucking dope. I just love. It's such a fun thing. I get home from work, and then like 30 minutes later, I'm just like smoking weed, watching The Mandalorian. And I feel like I've talked about weed a lot, but it is a big part of my life. Yeah, it's just such fun. It's like my Tuesday nights, I just sit there. I bring up Star Wars theory, and I do his watch parties. I don't agree with everything the guy says, but fuck, he's like the only person that I can watch that isn't absolutely annoying on YouTube. A lot of people really bug me on YouTube that talk about like nerdy stuff that I like. So I'm very nitpicky with this. So if I find someone I like, even if I just like them a little bit, I watch everything of theirs. That's just that I just stick with that person. So I do his watch parties until he starts to get very negative, and then I'll turn it off and just watch my own stuff, or just have my own thoughts, or just watch it or whatever. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I really, really been really enjoying it. I feel like I've missed Star Wars, and this really feels like Andor felt like Star Wars in like a new, fun, cool kind of way. But this just feels like prequels, and it just feels very George Lucas-y, and I'm really digging it. I don't even know if I have anything else to fucking say, bruh. I hate whenever I drink and I get a little fucking mustache hair right in my mouth. How long have we been going for now again? 20 minutes. Okay, we'll go like maybe 10 minutes longer or something. Let's see. Do I have any fun stories to tell? Well, I gave myself a black eye at work, and I was bleeding, and nobody... I almost just sent my mom an audio of the past 5 minutes. That would have been weird. Well, let's close my phone and get that over here. But yeah, so I gave myself a black eye at work, and I was bleeding, and not a single person there knew. Nobody. So I'll just tell you the story. That was asked to vacuum a carpet in one room and a carpet in the front area. So I was doing the front room, and I went to pick up the vacuum to move it over the carpet, and I didn't know I was holding on to one of the tubes, and it pulled off and hit me right in the fucking, oh, it was so bad, right in my eye. And instantly I was touching it because it was just one of those hits that, oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, I know I'm fucking bleeding. And I wasn't, and I was surprised by it. And I was like, oh, okay, that just really fucking hurt, but okay. I felt like an idiot. There's cameras there, too, so, like, if they wanted to, they can't now, thank God. But if they wanted to, they could have went back. I should have actually fucking tried to get the footage of that, honestly. But, so, I went to carpet the front room, and as I was doing the front, there's people coming in, like, signing waivers, doing all these things. The boss is their main boss, his kid's there who owns the company with him. They own it together. They're both standing in the waiting room. I'm bleeding down my face, and I go to unplug the vacuum, and I see blood on my jacket, and I was like, oh, motherfucker. and I touched my face and there's more blood, and I was like, oh, I might have to go home really early today. I just got here. It's weird. I'm just watching my dog stare at me right now. It's really awkward. But so I put the vacuum back after vacuuming the front room, go to the bathroom, and there's just blood all the way down to here in my face. I clean it off, and I have a little cut. I think I even have like a little scar on my eyebrow, like right around here. I have some pictures of it from the day it happened too, but I had a little cut on there, and I had a black eye for like 2 weeks, and no one asked about the blood. No one asked about the black eye at all at work. People in my family and my house and people around town noticed, but nobody I worked with noticed I had a black eye or anything. So there's that. Yeah, my first black eye I've ever gotten, I gave to myself with a vacuum cleaner. So there's that. There's that for you. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I don't know how often I'm going to do these. I'm going to try at least 2 a month for this podcast, but we'll see. You know, maybe once a month. Depends on how often I want to chit-chat. I really only did it today because Hess didn't respond to my text. As of right now, he still hasn't responded to my text, and it's been about 3 hours now. So, I take it we're not doing that podcast. Yeah. If you enjoyed this and you're listening to this on audio, go over to Pleeka on YouTube, check out our other videos. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks. You know, maybe subscribe. Comment down below a thought you had while you're watching this. Maybe check out some other podcast or video we've done on this channel. I've done some ranking videos if you like those on like Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street and the Chuckies. We got a lot of random stuff on here. We have some old gaming videos if you like that. Oh, what's up, Spencer? What's up, babe girl? You want to say something real quick? Don't eat it. You can't fucking eat the microphone. I'm trying to say bye to the people and you're trying to eat them? Stop that. What are you doing? You can't do that. You can say bye, but you can't eat it. I'll give you one more shot, okay? Alright, that's enough. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later for another episode of either If You Know Me, Don't Listen to This or Inside the Mind of Jerome. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, for the intro, Spencer, can you say, hello, everybody?
I want you to clean your vagina.
Whoa! Whoa, man, you can't say that. Whoa!